The forgotten formula. How the Dodge Spirit RT paved the way for the Hellcat era the automotive world loves a legend. But behind every iconic machine lies a lineage of forgotten experiments vehicles that burned bright, then faded into obscurity. Few cars embody this better than the Dodge Spirit RT, an ugly, fast, and deeply overlooked compact sedan. It was a strange anomaly in an era that barely noticed it. Yet the Spirit RT was a crucial test case for the very formula that would later define Dodge's modern muscle car renaissance: high performance at an attainable price. The Hellcat didn't emerge from thin air. It stands on a foundation of stubborn engineering, Shelby-era experimentation, and a refusal to accept mediocrity. The Spirit RT, not the Viper, Daytona, or early SRT models, was the blueprint for this approach. It was Dodge's silent supernova, a flash of brilliance that almost no one saw coming. A turbocharged sedan built with Shelby DNA, but not Shelby oversight. The Dodge Spirit RT arrived in 1991 as a wolf in unremarkable clothing. The base Spirit was a standard K car, boxy, utilitarian, and unremarkable. But Dodge had a secret weapon: its decade-long collaboration with Shelby Automobiles. This partnership produced everything from the Charger Shelby to the Shadow, and even laid groundwork for the Viper. The RT was a Shelby by osmosis. Dodge raided the parts bin for Shelby-derived suspension, tighter steering, and four-wheel disc brakes, all the right ingredients, assembled in-house. It wasn't a full Shelby build, but rather a blatant copy of the homework without asking permission. The real star was Chrysler's legendary turbo III 2.2-liter inline-4, co-developed with Lotus, delivering 224 horsepower and 217 pound-feet of torque. Paired with a 5-speed manual and a curb weight just above 3,000 pounds, the Spirit RT suddenly had a quantifiable argument against its rivals. The Dodge Spirit RT was almost as fast as an M5 in the early 90s. Detroit was still recovering from the malaise era. Ford's Taurus show was fast but heavy. Chevy's Lumina Z34 had the look, but not the muscle. Meanwhile, BMW's E34 M5 was rewriting the rules of the sports sedan. Car and driver clocked the Spirit RT at 0-60 in just 5.8 seconds, and through the quarter mile in 15.1 seconds at 97 mph quicker than both the show and Z34, and within a hair of the M5, which cost 3 times as much. Here are the numbers that made the Spirit RT the strangest threat BMW ever ignored. 0-60 mph, 5.8 seconds quarter mile, 15.1 seconds at 97 mph horsepower, 224 HP torque, 217 lb-ft curb weight, 3,000 pounds. The Spirit wasn't refined, it wasn't elegant, and it certainly wasn't luxurious. But in a straight line, where bragging rights are forged, the Spirit RT could embarrass bigger, pricier machines. Why the Dodge Spirit RT faded into oblivion. The Spirit RT wasn't a hit. Dodge sold just 1,208 units in 1991 and a mere 191 in 1992, for a total run of under 1,400 cars. It was forgot almost in real time. The problem wasn't the car itself. It was that the early 90s American buyer didn't know what to do with a small, turbocharged performance sedan wearing a Dodge badge. If you wanted speed, you bought a Mustang. If you wanted practicality, you bought a Camry. If you wanted status, you bought a BMW. If you wanted to confuse everyone at a Cars and Amp, coffee 30 years later. You should have bought the Spirit RT. How the Spirit RT set the stage for the Hellcat era. The Spirit RT was Dodge's first modern answer to European performance. It proved that an American sedan could outrun European cars without costing European money. The Spirit RT validated a simple but radical idea: offer ridiculous horsepower at an attainable price. Even if the car wasn't a sales hit, the formula worked. Turbocharging, attitude, and absurd value became Dodge signatures. Look at the DNA. A small sedan with a big engine, a price tag below its rivals, marketing built on shock value, and a rebellious personality. Swap the Turbo 4 for a supercharged 6.2-liter V8, and you've basically described the Charger Hellcat. Driving the Spirit RT today, charming, weird, and incredibly rare because so few Spirit R/TS were ever built, survivor cars are rare. The ones left today are collector oddballs, beloved, abused, swapped, resurrected, and occasionally restored with reverence. Prices remain low, $8,000, $10,000, considering their performance and rarity. Drive one now and you'll get turbo lag measured by geological epochs, a chassis that feels eager, but constantly surprised, an engine that restores your faith in early 90s, engineering the strange, wonderful sensation of beating cars. You have no right to beat the legacy of the Spirit RT in the age of the Hellcat. The Hellcat will be remembered as a cultural moment. Dodge's high horsepower mic drop. But that mic drop didn't happen in isolation. It grew out of decades of experimentation, moments of brilliance, and a few underappreciated cars that dared Dodge to keep pushing. The Dodge Spirit RT was one of those cars. A footnote, yes, but also a spark. It proved that bargain bin sedans could punch above their class. That turbocharging wasn't just for imports. That American performance didn't need to be polite or pretty to be effective. And sometimes the missing link between a humble K car and a 707 horsepower Hellcat is just an ugly turbo 4-cylinder sedan that failed to sell, but woke something up in Dodge engineers.